I'm Stormy, and a longtime friend of mine is in our studio, and it's always great to see your face, hear your voice, and especially when you got new music to talk about. Ned LeDoux is here, the king of Western Underground. Well, I guess I could say the prince of Western Underground. The king was your dad, Chris LeDoux, of course.
That's right. Yeah.
But you big shoes to fill, but you're filling them great. It's been a fun evolution to watch.
It's been a lot of fun, and we were just talking about the last time we probably sat down together, and I think it was when my first album was getting ready to come out, which was back in 2017. And just to think of all the things that's happened since then, I didn't expect anything really to this extent. Just the places we've got to go and to share the stage with guys like Garth many times, and Toby Keith a whole bunch, and traveling across seas, and it's been a hell of a ride, that's for sure.
Ned LeDoux is here. We're talking about a song that true Western Underground fans have heard for a while out on the road, but it has never been recorded, and definitely not recorded in this way.
Yeah. Well, man, where to start with this? I'm just so excited for people to hear this. So the song is One Hand on the Riggin, and it's a duet with me and my dad.
It's so cool.
But the crazy thing is, it's a song that nobody has ever heard Dad sing.
Yeah.
So it was the last time he was ever in a recording studio, and the song was written by a friend of mine, Brent Hill, who's from Utah. And at the time, I mean, we're talking over 20 years ago, so Brent was just kind of a young, up-and-coming singer-songwriter. And I think he became friends with Dad's keyboard player, Bobby Jensen, who lives in Ogden, Utah. And he had his own studio in his house at the time. And so I think Brand used to do some demo work in there. And anyway, he'd written this song, and he was a big fan of Dad's, and still is, of course. And he asked Dad if he'd like to sing on this song, and Dad agreed. And so Dad went over to Ogden and laid down a vocal track, but nothing ever came from it. And I don't really know all the details, but as they say, for some unforeseen circumstance, it was never released. And so, like I said, I got to be friends with Bran, and I'd run into him every year in Elko, Nevada for the National Cowboy Poetry Gathering. And it was just this past February, and we got to talking about this song, and he said, the Lord just works in mysterious ways, and there's a time for everything. And maybe back then it was just the wrong time. He said, but it was almost like him giving me the blessing.
Yeah.
I want you to have this song, and I want it to be a duet with your dad and you. And I said, well, we're on the same page. Let's make it happen.
And it's such a great theme. I mean, it's such a your dad song and you song. I mean, it just fits everything, lifestyle-wise, music-wise, character-wise, because the metaphor in it is so great. I mean, sure, it's about a rodeo cowboy just trying to keep it between the white lines in life, but it goes so much bigger than that. I mean, if you look at the metaphor on it, everybody has one hand on the riggin and one hand on the wheel.
Yeah, and it's a perfect title, Dad being a bareback rider,
right.
World champion bareback rider, and
which the horse was named Stormy Weather. By the way.
So yeah, I'm just really excited for people to hear it. It might be a little too rodeo for radio, but
not if you listen for the metaphor.
That's right. Yeah.
It's not a pure rodeo song. I mean, it truly is just it can be tied to anyone's life. If you think about it, whether you're a family man trying to balance your family life with work, and or you're being pulled in too many directions, we're all just trying to hold it together with one hand in the rigging and one hand on the wheel.
Yeah.
Man, let's play it right now. And here's a game to play. See where Dad's voice stops and Ned's voice starts, and vice versa. It's tougher than you think. They're two twins in the song. It's amazing. This is Ned LeDoux and his dad, Chris LeDoux. One hand on the rigging on the big 615.
And I've been driving half the night down this long and lonesome highway. Seems there ain't no end in sight. I didn't make the short go, but if I make it to Cheyenne, there'll be another bronc to ride, and I just might have a chance if I keep One hand in the rigging, one hand on the wheel. No matter how far down the road I go, there's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging. What it is that keeps me going. Sometimes I just don't know. For all the years that I spent riding, I don't have much to show. And while she waits there alone, hoping I'll come back to stay, but there's always one more mile to drive down another lonely highway. I keep one hand in the rigging, one hand on the wheel. No matter how far down the road I go, there's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel, one hand in the rigging. There's always one more rodeo. She'd like for me to settle down. As long as I'm still living, I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging. I'll keep one hand on the wheel and one hand in the rigging.
Big 615, one hand in the rigging. Ned LeDoux is with us, and that was his dad, Chris LeDoux. The voices are so similar. And did it freak you out the first time you heard your voices together?
Yeah, it did. Because I never heard it until it was already mixed and mastered. So I came to Nashville and recorded, all these songs, including One Hand in the Riggin', and we redid the whole thing. New drums, bass, guitars, and then I went in and put my vocal on it. And then I flew back home, and we had some shows to do. And I think I was actually out on the golf course, and I get this email from Mac, and it's just titled One Hand in the Riggin'. Mm-hmm. And we hadn't even made the turn yet. And I was like, man, I might just quit this game of golf, and I need to get in my truck and listen to this song. But I can tell the difference, but...
Sure, of course you can. But
yeah, but I played the song.
And now I can.
Yeah.
But the first time you hear it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, but I played it for everybody in the band, and they had the same response. Like, so are you singing the back half of the verse, or which one is you? And it's like, well, it's pretty close.
It's so cool, and just to have this as just a gift to you and to your family is of hearing Chris's voice and your voice together. I mean, what a treasure.
Yeah, and like I said, this is a song nobody's ever heard. It was never released.
It's not like you grabbed 8 Second Ride and then merged your voices together. Nobody's heard it, so it's a gift for everybody.
Yeah, it's a brand new song for the most part.
Ned LeDoux, this is a blast. It's always such a great treat catching up with you. It's way too long in between times. Let's fix that.
Yeah, let's do it some more.
Ned LeDoux on the Big 615.